If you have a chair, nobody speaking English.
Think you've seen it all? Think again. These are the My 600-Pound Life stories that don't just surprise, they shake you to your core. From twists nobody saw coming to jaw-dropping moments that left viewers speechless, every story here is more unbelievable than the last. These are the journeys that prove reality can be more shocking than anything you could ever imagine. Steven Assanti doesn't just walk into the room, he crashes into it like a one-man storm of chaos, attitude, and jaw-dropping size. Even Dr. Now, who's seen just about every extreme case imaginable, braces himself. This isn't an ordinary patient, this is trouble on two legs, barely. And if one Steven wasn't enough, there's his brother Justin, tipping the scale at over 600 pounds too. It's double the crisis, double the dysfunction, and double the headaches for anyone who dares get involved. Dr. Now knows he's not just treating bodies here, he's walking straight into a family war zone.
Steven Assanti is being transported to my care in Houston right now, and I'm not sure what to expect. From what I understand,
being turned away from hospital after hospital is bad enough, but being turned away because you're too obese, that's Steven's reality. His size is a walking red flag, and now there's nowhere left to go but Dr. Now's clinic. Their father, stuck caring for two supersized grown men, looks like he's aged a decade under the strain. This isn't care anymore, it's survival. Steven's problems aren't just weighing him down, they're pulling everyone around him under too. Now the whole family's future hinges on whether Dr. Now can pull off a miracle. Spoiler, it's not going to be easy.
I was living in my dad's truck for Proctor because I got kicked out of a previous hospital for ordering a pizza. And now this hospital is asking me to leave.
From the first words out of Steven's mouth, it's clear Dr. Now is in for a wild ride. Steven talks non-stop, filling the air with excuses, demands, and drama, while his appetite for food and chaos never quits. Meanwhile, Justin, who's supposed to be the less problematic brother, is ballooning toward the same fate. That's two powder kegs in one family, both primed to blow. Now Dr. Now has to figure out how to keep them from self-destructing, and preferably without losing his sanity in the process. It's like playing chess with two players who keep flipping the board.
He used to threaten me and say, look, if I don't eat, I'm gonna call the police on. I'll tell him you hit me. So here we go. He knows how to bull. So he would always try.
Eventually, their father wrangles both brothers into Dr. Now's office for the dreaded weigh-in. And the numbers? Beyond shocking. We're talking jaw-dropping, scale-breaking, record book territory. This isn't overweight anymore. This is bodies under siege. Dr. Now's face says it all. Frustration mixed with the faintest trace of disbelief. Their father can barely look, and Steven and Justin, sitting there like it's just another Tuesday, as if 600+ pounds is some quirky fun fact instead of a full-blown medical emergency. That's the scary part. They're comfortable living on the edge of the cliff.
But every day that passes, Justin ends up more and more like Steve. He's gaining just like his brother did.
Barely settled into his hospital bed, Steven wastes zero time stirring up trouble. Within minutes, he's sweet-talking and scheming his way into pain meds, flashing every manipulative trick in the book. This isn't a patient ready to change. This is a master manipulator looking for his next fix. The nurses clock it instantly. They've seen difficult patients, but Steven's brand of chaos is something else entirely. Underneath the weight problem is a darker issue, an addiction problem. And this is just the first sign of how deep the rabbit hole goes.
and pathological personality here. Hopefully his brother Justin is not going to be the same way.
I'm nervous about being here. I don't like hospitals, and I was hoping that I can go to the hotel first, but...
Dr. Now lays it out in the simplest terms. Lose a set amount of weight, stick to the diet, and earn your surgery. Easy instructions until you hand them to the Assanti brothers. Before they've even left the hospital, the whole plan derails into a shouting match. Name-calling, finger-pointing, full-on childish theatrics in the middle of a medical facility. The urgency of their health crisis is completely lost in the noise. Instead of fighting for their lives, they're fighting each other, and the walls practically shake from their bickering.
We have interesting dynamic unfolding here. All right, we're gonna get some tests on you, okay? All right. Two brothers that they have pathological drive to overeat.
If you were hoping brotherly love would win out, forget it. Justin and Steven despise each other. Steven mocks and manipulates. Justin lashes out and seethes. Left in the hospital without his brother, Justin should be focused on saving himself, but instead, he turns his bad attitude on the staff. The verbal attacks, the defiance. It's clear the toxicity isn't just Steven's problem. This isn't a sibling rivalry. It's a full-blown family implosion, with each brother determined to prove they can be the bigger disaster.
Whatever happens, I'm going home tomorrow.
Now, where will my dad be?
Get out.
Huh?
Get out.
You want me to get out?
Get out.
All right. Well, Why did you stay here?
Get out.
Steven lives like the universe should orbit around him. Every nurse, every doctor, every conversation, all about him. But Dr. Now isn't here for a performance. He shuts Steven down in record time, refusing to let the tantrums take over. Steven doesn't get the reaction he wants, so the meltdown escalates. That's when Dr. Now pulls the plug and sends him packing. It's not defeat, it's damage control. Because sometimes the only way to keep a hospital running is to get rid of the hurricane that's wrecking it.
Around here.
We're starting to develop some issues with Steven. Over the past month, a lot of his pathological behavior started to come out. He's become abusive to hospital staff.
Now Steven's on his own. No hospital to lean on, no team of nurses at his beck and call. Just him, his bad habits, and the same toxic mindset. Even his brother's chaos can't compete with the sheer volatility Steven brings. The hospital actually sends someone to check on him at home, not as part of a treatment plan, but because they're legitimately worried about what he might do to himself or others without supervision. That's not progress. That's a red flag waving in neon lights.
Steven,
Hey.
how are you today?
Okay, how are you?
All right, so you seem like you have an issue getting along with hospital staff, and I'm not liking what I'm hearing.
At times,
It doesn't take long for the real bombshell to drop. Steven isn't just hooked on food, he's hooked on prescription painkillers. He's been sneaking off to other hospitals, running a one-man con to score more meds. At this point, the weight issue is only part of the danger. This is a layered crisis, addiction on top of self-destruction. Dr. Now has seen enough to know this can't be handled from a distance. He decides to confront Steven face to face, hoping to crack through that fortress of denial before it's too late.
Well, Steven. Okay, Steven Assanti is not here. Steven never leaves here without taking his tablet. He also...
The confrontation is a train wreck. Steven lies. He dodges questions. He throws up excuses like walls, each one taller than the last. But somehow he ends up at the clinic for a weigh-in, the moment of truth. Will there be even the smallest sign that he's taken any of this seriously? Or will it be the same tired story with the same predictable ending, just dressed up in fresh excuses? Dr. Now's patience is hanging by a thread, and Steven is about to find out just how thin that thread is.
Medication and going to all these hospitals. Why are you doing that?
I shouldn't.
And we have discovered you have done this about 20 times this past week.
If you guessed Steven blew it, you're right, but the scale still manages to shock. Not only did he fail to lose weight, he packed on 80 more pounds in just a few months. That's not backsliding, that's sprinting headfirst in the wrong direction. It's the kind of result that makes all of Dr. Now's warnings feel pointless, because Steven isn't chasing health, he's chasing chaos, attention, and whatever fixes his cravings fastest. And at this rate, he's not just burning bridges, he's burning the whole damn map.
It's just a part of life, But I'm really nervous right now. I'm good. Yep, because I don't want...
Nicole doesn't wake up thinking about her kids, her health, or her future. The very first thing on her mind is food. Before she's even fully awake, she's already issuing orders to her family like they're her personal servants. In her world, every second counts, because if the food is late, there's chaos. They know it, and she knows they know it. That's power. It's not just hunger driving her, it's control. The entire house revolves around keeping Nicole satisfied, and everyone walks on eggshells to avoid the inevitable explosions.
Every day when I get up, I feel like I'm dying because it's very hard for me to breathe and my lungs feel very compressed, so I have to take extra deep breaths in.
She's a mother of two, yet her size makes even the simplest self-care impossible. Bathing isn't a private moment, it's a humiliating spectacle, done outside with a garden hose. The neighbors might glance away, pretending not to notice, but everyone knows. Her children quietly swallow the shame, forced to normalize something that should never be normal. This isn't living, it's surviving in a prison made of her own body. And despite the humiliation, nothing changes. The cycle of cleaning, feeding, and enabling continues daily, each moment deepening the trap she's pulled everyone into.
I'm gonna go gather all your bath stuff.
Thank you. I've gotten so big that I could barely get up and get around. So my parents live with us to help take care of me and my two kids.
Nicole understands how unbearable her life has become, and the idea of weight loss surgery feels like her only escape. But that means traveling all the way to Houston and dragging along the same family members who've been pushed to their breaking points. Tension hums beneath every interaction. She relies on them completely, yet resents them for their role in her dependency. They resent her too, but bite their tongues to avoid confrontation. This uneasy alliance is a pressure cooker, and the upcoming road trip will test just how much more anyone can take.
Dog in your backyard. You don't bathe your girlfriend. But I don't have another option, even though Charlie's very devoted to me. I feel very humiliated. I know Charlie.
The journey to Texas is grueling. Hours of cramped travel wear down her body and shred her patience. For her family, the trip is a marathon of physical strain and emotional restraint. They're constantly on alert, bracing for the next eruption. When they finally reach a motel, it feels like a small victory, until the room itself becomes the next battlefield. Comfort never lasts long in Nicole's world, because she finds discomfort in everything. Even rest becomes another uphill fight, and everyone's nerves are stretched so thin, they're one wrong word away from snapping.
18 hours, and we still haven't made it to Alabama, where we plan to stop for that. But I can't go much further. I need a bed, and I have to. Oh, my knees.
When Nicole discovers the bed is on wheels, it's all over. She spirals instantly, declaring she can't possibly sleep under such unacceptable conditions. There's no problem solving, no attempt to adapt, just pure outrage. Every inconvenience is twisted into proof that the universe is out to get her. Her voice fills the room while everyone else stays silent, frozen in the kind of quiet that comes from fear, not respect. This isn't a minor complaint, it's another scene in the ongoing drama of a woman whose moods dominate every environment she enters.
Please, the whole bed moves. The whole bed moves down.
Okay.
Please tell me.
1, 2, 3.
The whole bed slid out on me.
Then comes the insult, calling her family bastards simply because they can't magically redesign the motel to fit her demands. The reaction? Nothing. No one pushes back because they all know the cost. A small argument will explode into an all-night war. So they swallow the humiliation once again, choosing silent endurance over loud retaliation. It's a dangerous kind of survival mode, where enabling her feels safer than confronting her. But every time they back down, they hand her more control, ensuring the toxic cycle will repeat again and again without breaking.
Get you, I'm holding the
Just give me
bed.
the chair over there. I can't do this.
Finally, they reach Dr. Now's clinic, and you can practically feel the tension lift from her family. For once, the authority in the room doesn't belong to Nicole. Dr. Now's rules are clear and cold. Follow the plan or face the consequences. There's no sympathy for excuses here, no bending the numbers to match her story. It's the first time in a long while that someone else is firmly in control, and her family watches with relief as the focus shifts from Nicole's moods to measurable results, a shift they've been craving for years.
We're gonna put that down.
I'll slide the whole bed over that way.
Oh my God. This is just too much for me.
Dr. Now quickly notices another problem, Nicole's boyfriend. He suspects this man doesn't truly want her to lose weight. That makes her journey twice as dangerous. 30 pounds in 1 month is the goal, but that number is more than just pounds. It's a test of loyalty. Will her partner support her or secretly sabotage her progress? If he keeps feeding her bad habits, that 30 pounds will turn into a wall she can't climb. This month will expose not just her own willpower, but whether her closest relationships are assets or anchors.
Brought to me.
So who bring you the food?
My boyfriend and my mom.
Why are you doing that?
If she wants it, she'll throw a fit if I don't get it for her.
So Nicole, let me get this straight.
Soon, Nicole starts shifting the blame onto her family, accusing them of enabling her problems. While there's truth to it, she still refuses to own her choices. Dr. Now repeats the goal, making it clear that nothing changes unless she does. But accountability feels like an attack to someone used to handing out orders and avoiding responsibility. The fridge doesn't fill itself, the drive-thru doesn't come to her, and every bite is hers to own. She doesn't want to hear it, but deep down, she knows this is the truth she's been avoiding.
I'm a little disappointed that I didn't lose what I was supposed to, and I'm scared about what the doctor's gonna say.
Another weigh-in, another failure. She doesn't hit the goal, and instead of self-reflection, she doubles down on blaming her family. The scale is a brutal truth teller. No excuses, no spin, just numbers. Her relatives flinch when the results are read, as if they're bracing for verbal punishment. It's the same tired cycle: disappointment, denial, and deflection. If she can't break this loop, she's not just risking the surgery. She's guaranteeing a lifetime of repeating this same exhausting and destructive pattern until her body gives out entirely.
Prove me today, my family's gonna give up and move back to Ohio. If that happens, I have no hope.
Finally, Nicole does it. She reaches the target weight, and Dr. Now gives her the green light for surgery. But the real shift happened before the scale moved. She had to stop blaming her family and start owning her choices. That mental surgery was harder than the physical one ahead. The atmosphere changes instantly. Her family can breathe without fearing the next outburst. And Nicole finally takes on the role of the parent instead of the patient. The road forward won't be easy, but for the first time, it's actually pointing somewhere better.
That's the best I've done so far, but it's still not what he wanted me to lose. Hopefully Dr. Now sees that I'm—
Shanie's existence is suffocating in every sense of the word. She lies trapped inside her own immobile body, skin stretched and swollen, wounds marking years of neglect. Her husband Freddie is her lifeline, performing the duties most wouldn't imagine, washing, feeding, lifting her from bed. But even more crushing than the physical pain is the mental torment of knowing she's a constant burden. The hopelessness is thick in the air. This isn't merely obesity. It's solitary confinement inside flesh, with no key, no reprieve, and no way to escape except through the very discipline she's been avoiding her whole life.
And I feel like I'm drowning in my fat. It suffocates me, and I'm very miserable. I'm not able to fit in the shower anymore, so I have to take a bed bath.
When Shanie speaks of her past, her voice lowers, each confession a scar reopened. She recounts the horrors: raped as a child by her cousin, violated again by a friend's cousin, and crushed by the grief of 2 miscarriages. Food became her fortress, her place to hide when the world was unsafe. But the same sanctuary turned into a cage, locking her inside a cycle of numbing and self-destruction. Her hands tremble, her eyes glass over, and it's clear these aren't cravings. These are survival mechanisms forged in trauma, now consuming her from the inside out.
My dad always worked. Instead of me being a daddy's little girl, I was always a mama's girl. I was a normal-sized child until the age of 5, because there was one time where we was at my uncle's house.
Freddie hovers constantly, the picture of devotion to anyone on the outside. He lifts her, washes her, spoons food into her mouth without question. But at the grocery store, among aisles filled with her triggers, the truth leaks out. He's afraid of telling her no. He admits she throws fits when denied, so he enables her instead, piling the cart with her demands. This isn't partnership, it's fear disguised as care. Freddie isn't just her caretaker, he's her accomplice, handing her the very poison destroying her. And every bite he serves is another shovel of dirt in her grave.
2, 3, don't drop me.
I ain't gonna drop you. You know how strong I am.
Oh, my back. Going out to get groceries is very hard. I can't drive by myself.
At the clinic, Shanie steps, or rather is wheeled, into reality. The number on the scale is merciless: 665 pounds. Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat anything. He explains the stakes: early death, catastrophic organ failure, before offering surgery on one condition: immediate changes to her lifestyle. No pep talks, no false hope, just hard facts and non-negotiable rules. Shanie shifts uneasily under his direct gaze, the weight of accountability settling heavier than her body. It's a defining moment. Either she steps into the fight for her life, or she retreats further into excuses. And Dr. Now makes it clear there's no middle ground.
What are you doing, Shanie? I don't know what I could be doing wrong. My weight is 665 pounds. It was very surprising, and I don't know what the doctor's gonna say.
2.5 months later, the truth is uglier than before. Shanie's goal was to lose 30 pounds. Instead, she's gained 28, bringing her to a staggering 693. Her excuse? Fluid. From the car ride, Dr. Now's expression doesn't change. He's heard it all. This isn't bad luck, it's deliberate sabotage wrapped in self-deception. She's not just resisting the program, she's challenging it, almost daring him to drop her. And in this moment, it's obvious. Shanie isn't fighting for her life. She's fighting to protect the very habits killing her, hiding behind any flimsy story she can invent.
That's not what I expected to see. I feel very sad about it, because I didn't move to Houston for nothing. I know Dr. Now is not going to be pleased.
Determined to remove transportation as an excuse, Shanie moves to Houston, but relocating doesn't erase old habits. Finding an apartment is hard, yet she still finds time for her fast food indulgences. She talks endlessly about being ready to work, about her fresh start, but the wrappers and delivery orders tell the real story. Change isn't just about location, it's about choices, and she's proving daily that she's not ready to make the hard ones. The clock keeps ticking, another appointment looms, and instead of progress, she's stockpiling compelling reasons to fail before even stepping on the scale again.
But somewhere that's clean, decent, it's not nasty.
We're trying so hard to get me to my goal, but I feel like this is gonna be a challenge because Dr. Now wants me to lose 30 pounds in a month.
Another missed appointment, this time hidden under the guise of stomach issues. She checks herself into the hospital, hoping to sidestep accountability. Dr. Now quickly sees through it. Tests confirm nothing serious, but the scale reveals a horrifying truth. She's now 712 pounds. And then comes the smoking gun, a pizza box in her hospital room. She blames Freddie, but the lies are paper thin. When Dr. Now calls her out, she explodes, shouting about water weight and demanding to be sent home. It's not a breakdown, it's a calculated escape. Her go-to move when cornered by the truth she refuses to face.
So we ran some tests on her and found nothing life-threatening. Shanie is likely making most of this up, but we did discover that she started to take water pill as diuretic to try and lose weight.
For a brief moment, there's a spark of hope. On the hospital's strict diet with zero access to junk food, she drops an impressive 91 pounds. But Dr. Now isn't fooled. He knows this is controlled success. He lays down her final ultimatum: lose another 30 pounds on her own, get under 600, and she'll be cleared for surgery. For the first time, she seems energized, even excited. But it's a dangerous optimism, because without the hospital's guardrails, temptation is waiting just outside the door, ready to drag her right back to the habits that nearly ended her life.
Let's get you up and check your weight and see how we're doing so we can get you going home. All right, this is all zero. Here comes the moment of truth. One more time. All right, this is 621 pounds.
The optimism evaporates quickly. Shanie skips another appointment, prompting a phone call from Dr. Now. Instead of discussing her health, she derails the conversation, asking if he believes in God and declaring that her fate is in his hands, not his. It's her final deflection, the ultimate handoff of responsibility. After repeated no-shows and evasions, Dr. Now makes the call. She's officially out of the program. No more appointments, no more second chances. The line goes dead, and so does her shot at surgery. Shanie disappears into silence, leaving behind nothing but squandered opportunities and a trail of excuses.
And I'm not going because I'm very swollen. I do have fluid in my legs, and I have so much to do, and I'm tired.
Well, you know, you're killing yourself. Like, it was really hard. This time, I'm gonna change for good.
When the pressure boils over, tempers ignite, and my 600-pound life has caught some of the most explosive showdowns ever seen on reality TV. From screaming matches in kitchens to face-offs with Dr. Now that nearly shut down the clinic, these fights weren't just heated, they were unforgettable. These are the shocking fights that shook the show to its core. For Crystal, food isn't just fuel, it's her language of love, her way of expressing joy and comfort. But what she doesn't fully realize is that every indulgent bite chips away at her time on this earth. Deep down, she knows change is necessary, but the thought of stepping away from her lifelong companion, food, feels like betrayal. Her journey doesn't start with a bang. It starts with quiet desperation, the gnawing awareness that if she doesn't act soon, she may not get another chance to rewrite her story.
Out of bed, every single part of me, it can be extremes. The back pain, the knee pain.
One thing she's got going for her is a husband who refuses to waver, no matter how heavy the days feel. And Crystal's mornings are loaded with bone-deep aches. He's there. While most people would curl up and give in to that pain, she somehow gets up, faces the day, and pushes through. That kind of grit isn't common. It's the unspoken proof that under all that exhaustion, there's a fighter still waiting to rise. Maybe she doesn't see it yet, but the people around her definitely do.
Significant damage because extremely overweight.
The glasses are in the bathroom.
Oh, in the bathroom.
Her husband, especially, knows her worth. He watches her navigate a world not built for someone her size, yet still hold down a job, keep the house running, and manage to smile like it's no big deal. That's not something you fake. That's strength forged through years of struggle. Sure, the scale might say one thing, but her resilience tells an entirely different story. She's proof that weight can limit the body, but it can't completely cage the spirit, not if you refuse to let it.
Not want to provoke my grandmother. Food brought comfort. Because what she served, I felt loved and accepted by her. My grandparents had a very
Family time in Crystal's house is loud, warm, and full of laughter, but also full of food. Plates so piled they could feed 3 people find their way in front of her. It's not malicious, it's habit, the way her family bonds. But every oversized portion is another step in the wrong direction. They love her, no doubt, but that love sometimes feeds the very thing that's hurting her. It's a trap many fall into without realizing, turning affection into something dangerous when it comes plated and seasoned.
In high school, I was 270 pounds. When I ended up pregnant, it was a shock to the whole family. My daughter's father, he's a senior. The first time I had, intercourse is when I got.
Hearing her past makes judging her love for food impossible. When she became pregnant with her first child, her grandmother urged her to terminate. That rejection carved something deep into her soul. Instead of breaking, she carried the baby, but the emotional wound stayed. Food became her sanctuary, the place where hurt didn't exist. Every bite was both shield and salve. It's not just eating for pleasure, it's survival. The challenge now is finding a way to heal without returning to the one thing slowly killing her.
Got the ice cream. Because Crystal is an amazing friend. She's been there with me through a lot. I like to see Crystal happy.
What makes Crystal stand out is her ability to keep moving when many in her position can't. For most at her size, even getting out of bed feels impossible, but she refuses to let her body dictate her motherhood. Whether it's cooking, cleaning, or chasing a giggle from her child, she pushes through. She's not pretending her weight isn't an issue. She's simply refusing to let it erase her role as a mom. That resilience might just be the fuel she needs for the battles ahead.
Hello. I'm a little, because it's pretty intimidating to be here now. But I hope he's impressed with the progress that I've already been trying to make.
The hospital weigh-in hits like a punch. At 592 pounds, Crystal doesn't need to hear the number twice to know it's bad. Her expression says it all. Shame, frustration, maybe even fear. Numbers don't lie, and this one is screaming for change. Yet, standing there, she's not alone. Her family, her husband, they're right beside her. This moment could crush her, but instead, it plants the seed for what's coming. The real question, will she nurture it into change or let it wither away?
Make the changes. She needs to do this.
Homework, any questions at this time? I'm prepared, and thank you so much for giving me this information.
All right.
Doctor now doesn't sugarcoat reality. Not with Crystal, not with anyone. If she wants surgery, the weight has to start coming off first. There's no deal without proof she can commit. Still, he sees something promising. Her husband's unwavering support. He knows a strong partner can make or break this process. And in her case, that could be the deciding factor. With his guidance and their teamwork, the path is laid out. Now it's all about whether Crystal has the discipline to walk it.
Yeah, so
This is definitely where you want to start. Yeah, stay on the side so whenever it's going, you don't...
Mark, this ain't my first time. Let's do this. Come on. Low would be...
Turns out, Dr. Now was right to bet on her support system. Crystal and her husband aren't just talking about change, they're sweating for it. Side by side, they exercise, laugh, and push each other forward. For the first time in a long while, she's glowing, not just surviving. This isn't the grind of obligation, it's transformation powered by genuine joy. It's proof that change doesn't have to feel like punishment. It can be shared, celebrated, and even a little fun along the way.
Hey, we got this started, you guys.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
It is a big effort. It is hard, but it's worth it to keep going.
Yeah. We did it once.
And just like that, the approval comes. Weight loss surgery is no longer a distant hope, it's her reality. Honestly, no one's surprised. From the beginning, Crystal's grit set her apart. She faced emotional scars, physical pain, and daily hurdles without quitting. Now, with surgery ahead, she's got a shot at rewriting her life completely. The battle isn't over, far from it, but she's stepping into the next chapter armed with everything she's built so far: resilience, love, and the will to fight.
In the long term, Crystal is going to be on a liquid diet for a month, and she should be 30 pounds, and then after 20 to 25 pounds each one, until she...
Tommy's mornings are a battle before the day even begins. Every attempt to get out of bed feels like a war he's already losing. His frame, weighed down by more than 600 pounds, makes each movement an exhausting ordeal. It's not just physical, it's mental torture. The reality is brutal. Each day starts with pain, frustration, and the heavy awareness that his body is failing him. Most people can't even imagine what it's like. But for Tommy, this isn't imagination. This is his reality, every single morning, without an escape in sight.
Every day of my life is a hard reminder of how bad I've let myself and my body get. because my weight has reached a point where I struggle to do every single thing I need.
And I'm disappointed because I let myself get like this.
I don't go out. I can't do much.
And I get sad about it.
If you've ever wondered what hopelessness looks like, it's written all over Tommy's face. He feels trapped in his own skin, like a prisoner inside a body he no longer recognizes. Simple activities others take for granted, stepping outside, running errands, walking freely, are out of reach for him. He describes life as an ongoing nightmare with no wake-up call, only the endless loop of struggle and disappointment. For Tommy, every day is another reminder of how far his life has drifted from what he once knew. The hardest part, he doesn't know how to turn it around.
15 pair grip socks. I even wear them in the shower, just so it gives me that better chance of not slipping and falling.
Tommy admits he can't even handle basic self-care anymore. The weight has stolen his independence, leaving him reliant on his wife for nearly everything. She shoulders the household responsibilities, takes care of him, and still finds the strength to stand by his side. It's a blessing most in his position don't have, someone who chooses to fight alongside him despite the difficulties. But even with her support, the strain is visible. Their lives revolve around his condition, and while her devotion is admirable, it's clear this arrangement can't go on forever without serious change.
Fast as I can before I'm out of too much stamina, because I have to try not to wear myself out so much I can't get out this shower. It does take a lot out of me.
When Tommy declares that food is the only thing he lives for, it's both shocking and heartbreaking. His health is collapsing, but his appetite refuses to loosen its grip. Standing for even half an hour leaves him gasping and dizzy, yet he continues eating like it's his lifeline. 10 sandwiches in a single day? It's mind-boggling. It's not just overeating, it's a deep dependency that's killing him. His fiancée loves him, but how much longer can she watch this cycle without breaking? Tommy doesn't seem to realize how fast he's running out of time.
To stop, because it's hard to be happy once I'm done. If I'm eating and I still want to eat, I want to be joyful for a few minutes, but I know when it's over with, I'm going to...
Listening to Tommy explain his relationship with food reveals just how deep his denial runs. He calls it his comfort, his only constant, because, as he says, food doesn't judge. That mindset is poison, yet it's all he's known. To his credit, he admits he's addicted, but there's a difference between acknowledging a problem and having the will to fix it. Cutting down drastically would feel like tearing away the one thing keeping him grounded. The question is whether he's willing to endure that pain for the sake of living a longer, healthier life.
It was because of my dad. My father was an alcoholic. He meant well. Him and my mom did fight quite a bit, and most of that was because he drank.
Tommy's struggle didn't begin in adulthood. It's rooted in a chaotic, painful childhood. His father, often drunk and combative, turned their home into a battleground. As a kid, Tommy had no control over the chaos, so he found refuge where he could. Food. Eating dulled the hurt, made him feel safe, even if only temporarily. But that coping mechanism turned into a lifelong crutch. When his father passed away, instead of healing, the grief and instability drove his eating into overdrive, pushing his weight and his health into a dangerous, life-threatening spiral.
Mom got remarried when I was 13, but I didn't trust my new stepfather. Before I started high school, I found out my weight was over 400 pounds and I tried to eat less and slow things down, but it never worked.
By the time Tommy graduated high school, if you can even call it that, he was already well past 500 pounds. School became unbearable, both physically and emotionally, and eventually he dropped out entirely. Looking back, it's hard to believe no one intervened sooner. His mother either couldn't or wouldn't take control of his eating habits, and the result was inevitable. Without limits, without structure, Tommy's weight kept climbing. By adulthood, he wasn't just overweight, he was living in a body that actively limited his existence, cutting off opportunities before they could even begin.
But a few years ago, it got to a point where all her kids were grown up and they didn't need to be watched anymore. I was lonely, so I put up a page on a dating site when I was 31.
There's an unsettling twist to his relationship. Tommy's fiancée has been here before. Her last partner weighed over 700 pounds and tragically passed away due to complications from obesity. You'd think witnessing that would make her push Tommy harder to change, but instead, the pattern seems to be repeating. Whether it's compassion, fear, or something deeper, she's standing by him. But that loyalty could come at a devastating cost. If Tommy doesn't break the cycle, his future could mirror her past, and this time, she might not be able to survive the heartbreak again.
And I committed to her to lose the weight, so I can give her a proper wedding. She wants to be able to walk down the aisle. But that was years ago I made that commitment to her.
Tommy talks about his future with his fiancée as though it's guaranteed, but in reality, his weight makes those dreams nearly impossible. Marriage, travel, building a life together, all of it is slipping away. With each passing day, he stays trapped in bed. His world has shrunk shrunk to the size of his room, his bed, and his plate. If he wants to change that, he needs more than words. He needs action. Without it, all he's offering her is a life spent waiting on a man who's slowly killing himself.
All the things that could go wrong, but at least we have some help. Because Amanda's mom, Sharon, says she helped drive us. And Amanda's already stayed up late packing most everything. So we just have to get it in Sharon's car and then we'll go.
When his fiance contacts Dr. Now's clinic, a sliver of hope appears. An appointment is set, but fear grips Tommy. He worries he won't even fit into the car for the trip, and if he does, he's unsure his body can handle the journey without collapsing. The very act of getting help has become its own obstacle. This is the harsh truth of extreme obesity. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to even begin the process of saving yourself. For Tommy, the clock is ticking faster than he realizes.
If I can get some food or snacks, I know that will help me handle this. Can we get something to eat before we get going, please?
Yeah, I can go in and order from
Amanda, we're going to sit in the car and you go see.
Take that.
All right, here we go.
Even before they leave, Tommy's focus drifts back to food. Every idle moment seems to spark a craving, and before long, he's eating again. It's a worrying sign. If he can't get through the trip to Dr. Now without giving in, how will he survive the strict regimen ahead? This is the kind of self-sabotage that sinks patients before they even set sail. His fiancée may be supportive, but enabling him now could erase any chance of him making it through the program successfully. The stakes couldn't be higher.
And rest, so I can get my stamina back up and try again tomorrow, because I have to make it to my appointment tomorrow. And I hope Dr. Now takes me on this program so I can get the help I need, because without it, I don't know what chance I have left to change my life.
Against the odds, Tommy makes it to the hospital. Standing before Dr. Now, it's clear he's desperate for help, but desperation alone isn't enough. The doctor has seen countless patients in Tommy's position, and he knows exactly what it will take to succeed: discipline, commitment, and the willingness to endure discomfort. Tommy wants to be accepted into the program, but Dr. Now won't sugarcoat it. If he's not prepared to put in the work, he'll be sent home without a second thought. This is his moment to prove himself.
Not draining or anything anymore, but my stomach still...
You still having a rash on the stomach? You got a lot of scar tissue and a really bad rash.
Dr. Now lays it out clearly. 2 months to shed significant weight or surgery is off the table. This is Tommy's trial by fire, a chance to prove he's serious. No more excuses, no more blaming his past. This is the line in the sand. If he can't commit now, the life he dreams of with his fiancée will remain out of reach. Every meal, every choice from here on out will either bring him closer to that goal or push him further into the life he claims he wants to escape.
I really don't know.
You're still overeating too much. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we can do to get you to eat better and wake you up to lose some weight?
When Tommy fails to meet his target, Dr. Now doesn't hold back. The disappointment is clear and the scolding sharp, but the criticism isn't just for Tommy. His fiancée gets her share too. Her role in his journey is undeniable, and from the doctor's perspective, her own habits aren't helping. If they're going to succeed, both need to change. This is no longer just Tommy's battle. It's a fight they must take on together, or they risk losing far more than just the opportunity for surgery.
With your level of activity.
No, she's not.
So you need to work on that. You're tired or have no motivation or what?
No, it's not really tired, it's just in pain.
Pain?
Yes.
Where is your pain?
My knees, my hips, and my back.
Surprisingly, there's good news. Despite the setbacks, Tommy has made enough progress to earn a surgery date, 1 month away. It's the first real sign that he's on the right track, and it injects fresh hope into his journey. Surgery isn't the end game, but it's a powerful tool, and for Tommy, it could mean the difference between a slow decline and a chance at reclaiming his life. Now, it's a race against time to prepare his body and mind for what's ahead.
Until he gets close to his target weight. But this surgery isn't a magic fix. And if Tommy has an emotional or pathological issue...
The surgery is a success, but Dr. Now reminds him that the real work begins now. Recovery will be just as challenging as the lead-up, and without a change in mindset, the weight can return. To help, he's referred to a therapist who can address the emotional roots of his addiction. It's a lifeline Tommy desperately needs. He's proven he can survive the operation. Now, he must prove he can survive the battle with himself. Every choice from here determines whether this success lasts.
instances, it's food. And all of those can be very detrimental to a person's overall well-being. So I want you to think of this as a brand new opportunity to have a conversation with your mom.
Therapy reveals what's been buried for years, layers of pain, neglect, and trauma that fed into his dependency on food. Facing it isn't easy, but it's necessary. For the first time, Tommy begins to understand the depth of his struggle. It was never just about eating too much, it was about surviving the only way he knew how. Now, with surgery behind him and a clearer view of his past, he has a chance to rewrite his future. The question is whether he'll take it before it's too late.
There's no reason for you to keep it any longer.
I was scared to tell you.
I'm glad you told me. I wish you could have told me sooner, because maybe I could have supported you in a different way or encouraged you in a different way.
Out of bed, I flop and flip and push myself with my cane because it's too hard on my shoulders anymore to do it with my arms. Mom!
Yep.
Could you get the shower ready for me, Mom?
Sure.
Thank you.
Kirsten's journey opens under a suffocating weight, both physical and emotional. At 612.5 pounds, she's trapped in bed, her mobility stolen, her independence gone. Each morning, she wakes feeling like she's locked inside a prison of her own body, hating herself more with every breath. Her biggest fear isn't pain, it's losing the ability to care for her teenage son, Nicole, the one thing tethering her to purpose. Yet even that bond feels fragile, slipping away as her world shrinks. This isn't just about size, it's about losing herself entirely in a body she no longer controls.
Doing things she shouldn't.
As much as I found comfort in food, it was just the beginning of my addictions. I was doing drugs and smoking a lot of pot, a lot of acid, meth here and there, but I still didn't slow down my eating.
Beneath Kirsten's immobility is a history steeped in chaos. Her parents' rejection set the stage early, and by 14, she was numbing herself with meth, acid, alcohol, and marijuana. Food was just one more addiction among many. Her pain runs deep, rooted in unspeakable trauma, including gang rape. At 18, desperation led her to sell her body for drugs, and it was during this time she became a mother to Lexi and later to Nicole. This isn't simply overeating, it's survival through self-destruction, each addiction weaving tighter around her until it became the life she knows.
Building a coffin for me at the same time. It's killing me a slow, drawn out, horrible death. A lot of times I go to bed and I'm like, God, let me not wake up in the morning.
Her family dynamic only fuels the cycle. They cater to her needs, shielding her from any real consequence, and in doing so, keep her chained to destructive habits. Kirsten talks about wanting to be there for her son, but the reality is heartbreaking. She can't. She breaks down and starts to cry as she thinks about what her life has become. She wants to be a better mom to her kids, and she fears that her mom might bury her if she does not do something about her weight. You can only feel sad for Kirsten's current situation.
See?
That's going to be a bad situation that needs to be corrected, but there's nothing can be done unless you lose some weight.
Kirsten makes her way to the hospital. She meets up with the doc, and as you would expect, he does not sugarcoat the truth. He lists out the problems that she has and tells her that the only way out of her situation is to lose some weight. The instructions are clear. She needs to lose at least 50 pounds before her next appointment. Right now, she is the worst candidate for weight loss surgery, and the only way out of that is to lose weight. Kirsten pretty much knows that she no longer has a choice. Since she made the bold step of seeing the doc, she has to see the journey through to the end.
With Nico. Honestly, I'm just disappointed in how little help he's been to me. I try not to ask him to do anything for me because Nico's extremely rude to me now. Got to the point where I can barely even stand to be in the same room as him anymore.
Nico, barely more than a boy, finds himself playing nurse to the mother he barely had growing up. It's an unfair burden, and the strain is starting to show. Kirsten's frustration turns toward him, blaming rather than owning her choices. She doesn't see how her condition has hijacked not just her life, but his. For Nico, this isn't just caregiving, it's losing his own youth to responsibilities no child should carry. For Kirsten, it's another missed opportunity to see the damage her actions have left in their wake.
She heals, we can consider weight loss surgery. Now, it's very important you keep making good progress. The weight you lost is going to help you with your hernia surgery.
Momentum finally builds. She loses a significant amount of weight, earning approval for gastric bypass. But first, a hernia must be repaired, and doctor now makes it clear that means staying disciplined. For a moment, there's hope. Nicole, however, has reached his limit. His resentment and desire for a different life lead the family to send him home. Kirsten is left with mixed emotions. emotions, relieved of responsibility, yet lonelier. Without her son's presence, her motivation starts to crumble. The very progress she fought for begins to slow, a dangerous sign that old habits might be creeping back.
But longer than anticipated. It's a big operation, and she's gonna go to ICU overnight, make sure that she's breathing okay and she's
Against all odds, Kirsten pushes forward and loses even more weight, enough to be cleared for surgery. Doctor now repairs her hernia and performs the bypass. Both grueling, both successful, but victories in this journey are fragile. While her numbers look good on paper, there's a lingering uncertainty. The surgery is a tool, not a miracle. Will she truly change her lifestyle, or will this be another short-lived triumph? The audience can't help but hold their breath. Her body is on the mend, but her mind remains the true battleground.
You still got a lot of things, and you're getting your IV fluid, okay? You're gonna get used to it.
More want to be able to drink water.
Well, we'll get you some liquid, okay?
Okay.
Post-surgery, the reality hits hard. Kirsten is in agony, bitterly complaining about her pain and even the bland hospital meals. She toys with the idea of having her mother sneak her outside food, proof that her cravings still have a grip. Her mother wisely resists, knowing this could undo everything. Dr. Now isn't swayed by her complaints. He sees she has enough strength to be active if she chooses. Concerned by her emotional instability, he puts her on suicide watch, keeping her in the hospital to monitor her eating and, hopefully, keep her from sabotaging herself.
Why she doesn't want to do anything.
I don't really see how a therapist is going to help me with my weight at all. That's why I got weight loss surgery. If I needed a therapist, I could have gone to them first.
Back home, Kirsten quickly starts to slip. She ignores Doctor Now's advice to see a therapist, and by her next check-in, she's up 20 pounds. She blames swelling, but he's not convinced. For him, the medical help is done. It's now her choice whether she keeps going. When she finally does meet with a therapist, the session peels back layers of trauma, sparking genuine progress. Her weight drops again, and she ends the program on a high note. It's bittersweet, proof she could have succeeded sooner if she'd stopped giving up and put the pizza down. At last, she understands.
I'd like for you to repeat after me. I will not abuse my body with food. And above all else, I will love.
I'm annoyed. The numbers weren't what I wanted it to be.
Some journeys are so powerful, they redefine what's possible. From bodies pushed to their breaking point to transformations so dramatic they leave even Dr. Now stunned, these are the moments that remind us why we watch. These are the unforgettable transformations on My 600-Pound Life, the stories that inspire, amaze, and prove that no dream is too big to overcome. Tara's world collapsed in the worst way imaginable. A brutal assault left her terrified, lost, and grasping for anything to numb the pain. Food became her refuge, quiet, dependable, and always within reach. But comfort turned into a curse. Each binge built another wall around her, trapping her in a prison of her own making. Now, her body feels like a weight she can't carry, and some days, the thought of cutting it away with a knife creeps into her mind. One glance at her, and you might understand why.
Being the size, it's a lot of things in my life that's hard. Because of my size, I don't do much of anything. I don't move much. Basically, my day is in the bed.
Her stomach hangs like an anchor, weighing down more than just her body. It stretches and folds in ways that make her avoid mirrors altogether. Every glance at her reflection is another shot of self-loathing. And yet, food keeps calling her name. It doesn't shame her. It doesn't remind her of what happened. It wraps her in a fleeting blanket of numbness before the guilt tears it away. That cycle is relentless. A brief high, a crushing low, and more damage done. Each bite is comfort now, but regret later, leaving scars deeper than skin.
Always have food. Food has always been my safe haven, always.
Especially at the hardest times.
When I was 26, I was raped, and I got pregnant from...
Tara didn't gain this weight by accident. She built it. Every pound became a layer of armor, meant to repel unwanted attention. She believed that making herself undesirable would protect her. In a twisted way, it worked. But the cost was a life buried under more than 600 pounds of isolation and fear. What's worse is that her mother, despite her deep love, has become part of the problem. By giving Tara everything she asks for, she's unknowingly fueling her daughter's decline. It's a cycle of love and destruction that neither seems able to stop.
After I eat, I feel disgusted, angry at myself. I beat myself up about it.
I'm helping her to stay like she is because it's hard.
A mother's love can be healing, but in Tara's case, it's suffocating. Her mom's devotion is real, but it's tangled in guilt and denial. Every time she gives in to Tara's request for food, she chips away at her daughter's future. When Tara finally makes the journey to Houston to meet Dr. Now, she's not just seeking weight loss, she's searching for salvation. But Dr. Now isn't a dealer of false hope. He deals in harsh truths, and when he lays them on the table, they land hard, shattering any illusions Tara may have clung to.
What seems to be a problem that you're not able to lose weight?
My knees hurt me a lot, so I can't go and exercise.
Here's a couple things that you need to understand. You don't get to be 600.
It doesn't take Dr. Now long to pinpoint the deeper issue. It's not only Tara's weight, but her mother's enabling. He calls her in, and the atmosphere changes instantly. This isn't gentle guidance, it's a blunt warning. He tells her outright by giving in to Tara's cravings, she's helping kill her. There's no sugarcoating, no softening the blow. His message is direct: stop enabling now, or Tara may not survive the year. It's the kind of truth that stings deeply, but in this fight, brutal honesty might be the only thing that saves her life.
Now, to have some weight loss and be in better shape for surgery.
Okay.
Before we move ahead with the surgery, she needs to lose 20 pounds over next month.
The first goal is deceptively simple: lose 20 pounds in 1 month. Tara swears she's committed. She says she wants to live for her children more than she wants another greasy meal. It's a powerful declaration, but declarations alone don't move the scale. When she returns, the results are bittersweet. She's dropped some weight, but nowhere near the target. It's a small victory, overshadowed by the looming danger of failure. The window for change is narrowing, and every missed goal pushes her closer to the edge. The question is, can she push back hard enough?
But I'm excited to see the results.
You know, your weight loss is not being impressive, so I think you can do better.
Yes, sir.
It's some progress, but it's not a whole lot of weight loss.
Dr. Now takes things further. He asks Tara to lift her shirt, and the sight shocks him. Her skin is stretched and irritated, riddled with sores hidden in deep folds. It's far worse than he anticipated. This isn't just a case of excess weight, it's a medical crisis. The infection risk alone could be life-threatening. The gravity of her situation is undeniable. If she walks out without immediate action, there's a real chance she won't make it back. The urgency in the room shifts from concern to alarm. This is no longer about weight loss, but survival.
It hangs pretty low.
You got some sort of skin infection in the skin too. Okay. Tara is physically in critical condition. She needs intervention now.
Dr. Now wastes no time. He knows sending Tara home now could be fatal. The surgery is scheduled immediately, skipping the usual delays. The risks are enormous, but the alternative is far worse. As she's wheeled into the operating room, Tara isn't just carrying her physical weight, she's carrying years of buried trauma, shame, and self-loathing. Every scar on her body tells a story, and every pound is a memory she tried to hide under food. This surgery isn't just a medical procedure, it's her one real shot at reclaiming the life she's been losing.
Because of the adhesion and previous surgery, we have to change the bypass surgery to sleeve gastrectomy. Push it back just about any. Sleeve gastrectomy is
Months later, Tara's transformation is almost unbelievable. She's shed close to 300 pounds, an achievement that still stuns her. The changes aren't just on the scale. She undergoes skin removal surgery, freeing her from the physical reminders of the body she once hated. When she steps out post-recovery, she's not the same woman who walked into Dr. Now's office. Her eyes are brighter, her spirit is lighter. She's no longer hiding in oversized clothes or avoiding mirrors. For the first time in years, Tara is living instead of merely existing, and this time, she's not looking back.
But today, I can't wait to get on it.
610 to 320, you're almost a half a weight that you used to be, huh?
Thank you. Thank you very much. You turned my life around. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Chuck isn't living. He's existing in a slow crawl toward the grave. He admits he'd rather be dead than stuck like this forever. And honestly, it's hard to argue. His reality is brutal, but instead of fighting back, he keeps reaching for the very poison dragging him down: food. It's like watching a man drown while willingly swallowing more water. He isn't clinging to life. He's feeding the disease. Seeing it is exhausting, but being the one living it, that's a private hell most of us couldn't survive for a day.
I got lymphedema
chemo on my leg. On a scale of 1 to 10, right now the pain's a 9.
698 pounds. Let that sink in. This isn't just out of shape. It's a full-scale medical emergency. Thankfully, Chuck's wife Nisa hasn't abandoned him, even when many would have. She loves him fiercely, but love doesn't erase strain, and every pound he carries presses down on her too. This weight isn't just physical, it's emotional, financial, and relational. Each step he struggles with feels like a brick added to their marriage, and Nissa's been carrying part of that load for far too long. You can see her shoulders sag under the pressure.
Concept of my weight. And then I went to the scrap metal place to weigh 698 pounds.
Chuck can't have biological kids, but he and Nisa have adopted, making their small family his reason to live longer. That's why he seeks out doctor, now desperate for redemption. But wanting health for your family and actually pushing through the agony to achieve it are two very different battles. Weight loss isn't just about enduring hunger, it's about rewiring your entire mindset. Chuck's challenge won't just be in the gym or the kitchen, it'll be in the discipline to face pain without retreating into the comfort of old, deadly habits.
I'm gonna put that brisket on, make some dirty rice. It was real good the first time meeting this. We got along good and we got married. How's my little man?
Dr. Now doesn't just see Chuck's problem, he sees Nissa heading toward the same path. He lays out the rule: lose 30 pounds in 1 month for surgery approval. Sounds simple enough, but then reality hits. They walk out of the clinic and head straight for a meal. It's like receiving a terminal diagnosis and celebrating with the cause of it. They talk about change, but their actions tell a different story. This isn't just a food problem, it's a loyalty to habits that are killing them both, dressed up as love and comfort.
Yes, sir. If you'll cut me right now, I'm ready.
What do you think gastric bypass is going to do to your eating habit?
Nissa's eyes well up as she watches Chuck devour his plate. It's not just frustration, it's heartbreak. She's witnessing the man she loves sabotage the only lifeline he's got. It's like watching him set fire to the rope they're both clinging to over a cliff, and yet she can't force him to stop. That's the tragedy. She's burning in the flames with him, powerless to drag him out while he willingly walks back into the inferno. The food is just the surface problem. The deeper issue is his refusal to fight for them.
You don't want to do appetizer or anything?
I want a platter, sir.
So all you can eat?
I worry about Chuck fighting those cravings.
Against the odds, Chuck manages to hit the target, earning his surgery. But even this victory is tainted. On day 1 of his diet, he completely blew it, stuffing himself before course correcting. Now, right after surgery, he's fighting with Nissa. The contrast is whiplash. 1 minute he's making progress, the next he's detonating his own success. It's like he can't allow himself to win without finding a way to ruin the moment. Change isn't just in the body, it's in breaking the cycle of self-sabotage he's lived in for years.
All right, so we get you prepared for your operation, okay?
Yes, sir.
The fact that Chuck and Nissa clashed right after surgery is shocking, but not surprising. He apologizes, but apologies without action are like junk food. They fill the moment, but leave you empty. His outburst wasn't random. It was hunger, pain, and stress all boiling over. But those words don't vanish. You can only spit venom and say sorry so many times before the sting outlasts the sweetness. If Chuck doesn't change the way he responds to pressure, his marriage won't survive, no matter how many pounds he loses.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna take him.
Take him home. You leaving me? I'm wife, you are.
Surgery shrinks the stomach, but it doesn't shrink the temper. For people over 600 pounds, the emotional strain of this program is brutal, and for Chuck, that strain keeps spilling over into his marriage. Arguments don't end at the hospital. They follow him home, growing sharper. It's proof that weight loss isn't just physical labor, it's mental war. You can lose inches on your waist, but still carry a mountain on your back if you don't learn how to cope without lashing out at the people trying to help you.
Cut myself?
You were pretty grouchy the other day.
No, I was a prick, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and I love you.
That wasn't very nice of you.
Chuck insists his outbursts are just lashing out, but Nissa sees it for what it is: patterns. And she's done. Her voice has that drained, quiet warning in it. This isn't a fight anymore. It's her saying, change, or I'm gone. But he's treating it like an argument he can win, completely blind to the fact that the door she's talking about closing might never reopen. It's the kind of moment where one wrong word could end everything, and he doesn't even realize how close he is to losing it all.
Get in the lane. Be quiet. Sit there and be quiet. Don't say nothing. Damn.
Nissa's patience is in freefall. She's tired of being his nurse, his enabler, and his punching bag. She didn't sign up to be a caretaker for life. Every day has turned into the same draining loop. Feed him, help him, watch him unravel progress, repeat, and she's starting to detach, speaking sharper, looking colder. This isn't the heated rage of early fights. This is the chilling silence of someone already halfway out the door. Marriages rarely implode in one fight. They freeze over until one person finally stops showing up.
And he was supposed to take care of Nate today.
I think I might have ate something bad. Yesterday I had a pork chop, french fries.
On paper, Chuck's weight is going down, but Dr. Now isn't satisfied. Chuck is still overeating and pretending otherwise. He might think he's fooling people, but the scale doesn't lie. Denial is dangerous. It lets him pretend the problem isn't as bad as it is. But while he hides behind excuses, the truth is eating away at his health and his marriage. Everyone around him sees the cracks. The only one holding on to the fantasy is Chuck, and even that illusion is starting to collapse under its own weight.
Daddy was supposed to clean the kitchen this morning.
I'm sick of excuses. I'm sick of doing everything by myself.
Nisa eventually gets her own weight loss surgery, but the strain between them hasn't eased. She sees Chuck as childish, not the harmless kind, but the selfish, stubborn kind. With her energy now focused on her own recovery, she's realizing just how much of her life has been swallowed up by his drama. For the first time, she's imagining a future without him in it, and that's dangerous for Chuck because once someone starts seeing how peaceful life could be without the constant chaos, it's hard to unsee it.
You're still eating fast food from habit, so you need to overcome all those issues.
Then comes another telling moment. Nissa's recovering from surgery, and Chuck doesn't even send her flowers. It's not about the gift, it's about the thought. The absence speaks volumes. Flowers say, "I'm thinking of you." The silence says, "I'm thinking of me." After years of promises and excuses, small gestures matter more than ever. And once again, he fails to deliver. Nissa may not scream or cry about it, but you can feel the temperature drop in the room. Love can survive many things, but neglect is often the quietest killer.
I'm trying to change, and I'm stepping up, and I hope Nissa sees that.
Even after losing 100 pounds, Chuck complains Nissa doesn't appreciate him enough. Meanwhile, she's fresh out of surgery, still healing, and watching him demand credit like a trophy. The fights pile up until the marriage finally collapses. The irony is cruel. They thought the weight was the problem. Turns out, the weight loss only exposed the cracks that were already there. You can sew up a wound, remove a stomach, and drop hundreds of pounds. But if the relationship was rotting from within, no scalpel can cut out the decay.
I'm hungry. I want to get something to eat. They got some grilled chicken I can have.
In the end, Chuck loses the weight, but loses his marriage alongside it. And maybe, deep down, he wishes the pounds had stayed. At least then, he could keep blaming them for everything wrong in his life. Now, with nothing left to hide behind, he's forced to face the truth. His biggest problem was never just his size. Sometimes, shedding the weight means stripping away the excuses. And when you see what's underneath, it's not always the happy ending you thought you were working toward.
I will make this work, I promise. I will do right.
Britney's weight has stolen far more than numbers on a scale. It's stripped away her confidence, her intimacy, and her freedom. She's so wrapped in shame that she won't even let her husband see her without clothes, convinced one look would drive him away for good. They've never shared true physical intimacy, and that reality gnaws at her every day. Her life is a constant struggle. Every movement hurts. Every small task is exhausting. She fears losing her marriage, but more than that, she's trapped inside her own body. This is where her fight truly begins.
The inside of my body, it is pain. It is sadness. Most of the time, I'm like, maybe it'd be better if I just don't wake up because
Britney's world has shrunk to 4 walls and a cycle she can't seem to break. She hides from the world, from her husband, even from herself, barely moving except to grab another snack or meal. Food is her constant companion, always there, always calling, always winning. It's not just eating, it's a deep parasitic dependency, one she's had for as long as she can remember. Her meals are massive, her portions staggering, each bite another link in the chain. This isn't hunger, it's addiction, and every day it grows stronger, threatening to consume everything she still has left.
Britney alone could eat as much food as a normal family of 4 would order.
I will eat until I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and then that doesn't even stop.
The truth hits like a hammer in Houston: 605 pounds. The number is brutal, but Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat it. He explains her weight is the result of years of unchecked eating, emotional dependency, and avoiding the deeper wounds driving her habits. This isn't just about food, it's about the pain she's been feeding for decades. He tells her plainly, if she doesn't change, her future will be shorter and far more painful than she can imagine. Every pound tells a story, and now it's time to dismantle that story, piece by piece, before it's too late.
So you're over 600 pounds. Well, what do you think got you to this weight?
Emotional eating in general, stress, depression, anxiety.
Then, a curveball. Britney's husband thought he was there as support, but Dr. Now turns the spotlight on him. He's overweight too, and now he's been given his own weight loss goal. The challenge has doubled because how can he help her break the cycle if he's still living it himself? It's a silent truth. If they can't both commit to change, her journey may stall before it even begins. This isn't just her fight, it's theirs. And unless they both take it seriously, time will run out before they realize what they've truly lost.
So frequency of eating has to be only 3 times a day?
No snacks, like not even like
no
carrots or nothing?
No.
The first answer is no. No surgery, not yet. But instead of crushing her spirit, the setback lights a fire. Brittany starts writing down every bite, tracking every calorie, following Dr. Now's plan with razor-sharp focus. She stops hiding and starts confronting her patterns head-on. Every craving is a test. Every skipped temptation is a victory. The disappointment fades into determination, but the question looms. Will this discipline hold when life gets overwhelming? Or will the comfort of old habits pull her back into the same prison she's fought so hard to escape?
I've done really well. Stayed within 1,200 calories, very little carbs, so I think I've done really well.
And then, the breakthrough. Dr. Now approves her for surgery the very next month. The procedure goes well, and Brittany wakes up with more than just a lighter body. Her spirit feels lighter too. By the end of her episode, the transformation is jaw-dropping. She's down nearly 200 pounds. The woman who once hid from her husband is starting to walk freely, move without pain, and even smile at herself in the mirror again. The weight loss is incredible, but the real victory is her freedom. For Brittany, this is the day she truly begins to live.
The past few months have been amazing. I have made so much progress. I am doing so much more, and I have so much more energy.
And she has to have somebody help her wash. Keep breathing. I know, just keep breathing.
I never thought my life would be like this. My back aches, my knees, toes. I mean, everything about my body hurts.
Some journeys were so outrageous, they sounded like pure fiction. From unbelievable backstories to shocking twists, these cases defied all logic. Even die-hard fans were left asking, did that really just happen? These are the insane, my 600-pound life stories you won't believe are actually real.
How long did it take you to get down here?
About 5 days.
And so what brought you down to Houston?
Hopefully for help getting my weight down. And
this is Stephanie's story. Every night she lays down knowing she's gambling with death. Her chest tightens, her breathing turns shallow, and the crushing weight of her body makes each inhale a battle. She knows she's in danger, but she's normalized it. Every morning she wakes up is a miracle, yet she refuses to stop the one thing slowly burying her: eating. Each bite is a risk, but she can't let go. This isn't just unhealthy, it's Russian roulette with her own life.
when I lay down, my weight pushed pressure on my chest and on my lungs. It is difficult to breathe, so I'm very scared to go to bed at night.
Stephanie's weight isn't her only battle. She's also carrying a painful mass between her legs that makes walking nearly impossible. Mobility has become a humiliating ordeal. Just getting to the bathroom requires help, but no matter how much it hurts to move, nothing stops her from eating. Every morning starts with a feast. Her appetite is unstoppable. As though her body isn't falling apart, she finds a way to keep eating, pretending food isn't part of the very pain that's stealing her ability to live.
You ready? Yeah, I got your stuff. Hang on for me. Stephanie has to have assistance. Stand there for a second. Don't get dizzy. Not that long ago.
Here's the irony. Food is the reason Stephanie needs comfort, and food is also where she finds it. It's killing her, yet it's her therapy, her escape, her identity. But now she says she's ready to let it go. She's decided to take control of her life, and that starts with a trip to Dr. Now. She packs her fear, shame, and worst habits, determined to start this journey. But deciding is easy. Following through, that's the part that's going to break her.
The smell's making me more hungry.
Here, I don't know how much syrup you want on there.
I'm constantly thinking about food. I love just how delicious it tastes, how happy it makes me feel.
The scale delivers the truth. Stephanie weighs over 600 pounds. She's dangerously close to losing her mobility forever. Dr. Now sees the real urgency here. Her body is at its absolute limit. One infection, one wrong move, and she could be bedbound for life. This isn't a slow burn health crisis anymore. It's a ticking time bomb. If she doesn't start losing weight immediately, she's not just risking her lifestyle, she's risking her life with every single day she delays action.
We finally made it to Dr. Now's office to get his help to lose weight. My first appointment with him. Right now, I have to see the truth. I'm not looking forward to it.
Stephanie lists her daily meals, and Dr. Now spots the problem instantly. She's eating enough for multiple people. Full meals back-to-back, snacks in between, calorie counts that rival a football team's. It's clear she's not getting this much food on her own. So he cuts to the chase. Who's enabling this? Someone is making it possible for her to eat at this level. The reality is uncomfortable, but unavoidable. Stephanie's not just fighting her own habits. She's surrounded by people feeding the very thing that's killing her.
Getting healthy again.
What do you mean healthy again? You were healthy before?
I wasn't this big. I was able to move around and walk more and...
All right. On a typical day, what do you eat?
Stephanie admits her family enables her, but knowing doesn't make it easy to stop. If it were that simple, she wouldn't be this size. Her family isn't just standing by. They're actively part of the problem. They bring her food. They don't say no because no leads to arguments, guilt trips, and tension. And guilt wins every time. This is how people get this big, not in isolation, but with a whole support system keeping them comfortable enough to stay sick.
Chips.
Who buys those cupcakes and chips?
I send either my stepdad or my son to the store. Sometimes my mom. I write a list and they go and buy me what I want, what I usually want.
Stephanie's stuck in more than her body. She's stuck in a comfort zone, a house full of everything she loves, TV, her parents' support, and family members who make it easy to avoid change. It's safe, familiar, and dangerous. Dr. Now knows she's not just battling food addiction. She's battling an entire environment that rewards her staying exactly where she is. The fight isn't just about losing weight. It's about breaking free from the lifestyle that makes being sick feel easy.
Eating habit.
I'm gonna have to change it. They're gonna have to tell me no.
If you keep this up, you're gonna hit 700 pounds, and after that you're gonna be bedridden, and then...
She says she doesn't understand, but let's be honest, there's nothing to misunderstand. Smaller portions mean a smaller body. It's really that simple. Stephanie knows this. She's not lacking information. She's lacking the willpower to act. The thought of letting go of food terrifies her, so she hides behind confusion to avoid the work. This isn't about knowledge. It's about fear, addiction, and the comfort of old habits. She understands perfectly well. She just isn't ready to face the truth.
A few years now.
All right. So you got the parents that are supporting your eating habit and everything else.
Dr. Now knows this case won't be easy, so he starts her with a clear first step. A strict new diet and a goal to lose 50 to 60 pounds in 2 months. This is her chance to prove she's serious. But does she take it? Number. Instead of showing up for her follow-up, she stays home and joins a video call. No real effort, no proof she's trying. The structure is there, but Stephanie dodges it, failing before she's even truly begun.
Size-wise, portion-wise, it's just something I just eat until I'm full.
So right now, I'm skeptical if you're gonna change anything.
She is now down almost 100 pounds. That is amazing. It looks like she will get her weight loss surgery after all, right? But she lost that in 5 months, which is not so impressive. So she is not losing as much as she should. She wants praise for what should have been the bare minimum. Dr. Now isn't impressed. He's seen patients lose more in half the time, and he knows the numbers don't lie. This pace means she's still cutting corners somewhere.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
All right, Stephanie, it's been a long time, and we tried to call you several times. And
Dr. Now still does not believe Stephanie, but he is ready to give her the benefit of the doubt. All she needs to do is get to Houston for the surgery. Will she make it? He's holding on by a thread. One last chance. Just show up in Houston and prove she's serious. But Dr. Now knows her pattern. Say the right things, stall, then disappear. This time, it's Houston or nothing.
That ball between my legs to make it hard to walk, but I do try other exercises.
all right, but how we doing with the committing to our program and come and see us?
It seems Stephanie was just lying and she did not actually lose any weight. Instead of taking responsibility, she argues with the raw figures. She can't hide behind charm or excuses anymore. The numbers are hard facts, but instead of owning it, she goes on defense, fights the results like she's been wronged. But the only person screwing her over is herself.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Hi, good.
Well, Stephanie, it's been 5 months since I saw you last and made several phone calls. You never answered them. So what is going on with you?
How did that happen? Who can tell, Stephanie? Who can tell how it happened? Must have been an angel filling you up with all of those calories, don't you think? And of course, Dr. Now has even stronger words. She tries to act confused, like the weight gain is some mystery. And that's when Dr. Now snaps. The sarcasm is brutal. but deserved. He's not here to babysit delusion. He's here to save lives, and she's wasting his time.
Dealing with my kids in school and my oldest son having some medical issues of his own.
Well, so what was your intention when you last came in 5 months ago to lose weight?
Dr. Now wants to know the truth. Has her stepfather been enabling her, or is she the one manipulating him? Because one of them is certainly doing something wrong here. So he gives her the same goal again: lose 50 pounds in 2 months. Does she do it? This isn't just about her anymore. Someone in that house is helping her fail. Dr. Now wants answers. No more playing innocent. No more blurred lines. Just results. 50 pounds, 2 months. This is her last clear path forward.
So you are just bringing her more than she needs?
Actually, I haven't been doing that since the last time I spoke to you.
We've actually been trying to cut back on a lot of things. It's been hard, but I'm working on it.
Well, she couldn't do it, and she just lost around 10 pounds. It clearly shows that she is still eating too much. And this time, Dr. Now does not hold back at all. 10 pounds. After everything. That's not effort, that's avoidance. Dr. Now's patience is gone. He lays into her with everything he's got because kindness clearly didn't work. This is failure dressed as progress.
You've done better.
I don't understand. You've changed everything.
We're going to room 5.
That's really disappointing. I don't even know what to say. I mean, sure, I lost weight, so that's good.
And that was it. The weight loss surgery is off, and now she has to figure out how to lose the weight entirely on her own with no help from anyone. That was her last chance, and she blew it. The surgery's off the table. Dr. Now is done, and now she's left to face the monster without backup, without guidance, and without any room to hide.
Away from weight loss surgery, okay? Yeah. So in the meantime, if you need any help or anything else, go.
Okay.
Okay? All right. It is unfortunate that it looks like a dysfunctional cycle.
Paul is clearly miserable. The man just wants to feel normal, wants to walk into a room and not be stared at like a circus act. But that's not happening. Not with the way he eats. He's addicted to food, and it shows. His belly, his breath, the way he talks about food. It's all consuming. And the worst part, even while admitting it's ruining his life, he still can't stop, still wants more. That's the real prison.
I have lymphodemas on both of my legs, which means my legs are permanently swollen. The second I'm up, I'm already in pain. And anytime I walk more than 10 feet.
Now add this. His mother is the one bringing him the food. It's not just sad, it's disturbing. She's been doing it since he was a kid. Feeding him like this isn't love. It's sabotage dressed in comfort. He's got one foot in the grave and she's still in the kitchen. But now, after years of this, Paul wants to fight back. And his first shot? A trip to Houston to see Dr. Now. About damn time.
From as far back as I can remember, I've always been big. My dad was 400 pounds, and my mom was overweight too. So we all were big, and I think that was partly because my mom's such a good cook.
Paul says he wants to do the program, but Dr. Now makes one thing clear: no half-stepping. If you want change, you move to Houston. That's the price. But Paul hesitates. Moving means leaving his comfort zone, the nest that made him this big. He's scared, not just of failing, but of living without the food, without his mom, without the routine that's been killing him. Wanting help isn't enough. You've got to act like you want it.
Yes, sir.
You said you were about 750 pounds.
6'6".
So you have a BMI of 87. Paula, how far you can walk?
Being willing is easy, but being able, that's the hard part. Paul finally makes it to Houston, and now the real test begins. Dr. Now expects results. 60 pounds gone, that's the standard. But Paul walks in like he's done something big, and here's what the scale says. Not only did he not hit the goal, he gained weight. 7 more pounds on an already collapsing body. Dr. Now's reaction? You don't want to miss this.
Conversations first about moving.
Conversation with who?
My family and my girlfriend.
Well, it is not easy to transplant your life down to here and put things on hold.
Paul didn't just fail, he backslid. Gained 7 pounds when he was supposed to lose 60. Now he's tipping the scale at 750 pounds. That's catastrophic. Dr. Now is pissed, and rightfully so. Paul's out here pretending to fight for his life while eating like nothing matters. If death had a waiting list, Paul would be first in line. And Dr. Now's tolerance for this kind of foolishness? It's running out fast.
I'm at Dr. Now's for my first in-person appointment with him, and I'm about to get my weight.
Go ahead and step on the scale.
I was 744 about 4 months ago.
Turns out Paul's mother used to be obese too, so this whole food obsession, it didn't come out of nowhere. She knows exactly what it feels like to spiral, and somehow she's still enabling him. The same woman who beat her own weight now cooks feast for her 750-pound son. That's not just tragic, it's twisted. You'd think someone who's been there would know better, but in Paul's house, bad habits die hard.
You weren't kidding about your weight. You're over 750, and that's a lot. But thankfully, you're still over. But no one that way is getting food without some help. So, who you got with you?
My mother.
If they die at all, Paul's mom says she's going to cook healthier. Sure, just like last time, and the time before that. But Dr. Now's not here for words, he's here for proof. So he lays it out. They've got 2 months, lose the weight or lose the chance. That's it. Clock starts now. Can they really pull it off? Or will it just be another cycle of promises, pizza, and pity?
Well, Paul,
He was on the road a lot, so he wasn't always home.
then when he was home, I tried to make him happy and fix what he wanted to eat. Well,
Paul didn't hit the full target, but he didn't bomb out either. He lost a decent amount of weight. That's progress. But is it enough for Dr. Now? Hard to say, because when you failed before, even your victories feel suspicious. This might be a turning point, or just another fluke. Either way, the decision is coming, and it won't be based on vibes, only numbers.
It was 100 pounds by today, so that means my weight has to be down to 657. If I made it to my goal to qualify for Dr. Now's program, so that's what I'm really hoping to see on the scale right now.
Paul is starting to change, but not fast enough, not thoroughly enough. He's tweaking things when what he needs is a full-on overhaul. Dr. Now sees through the act. A few salads and smaller portions don't mean much if the mindset is still broken. So he sends Paul back home. Come back only when you're serious, not kinda ready, ready. That's the only version of Paul Dr. Now will approve for surgery.
So that's positive, but still, it's a lot less than you should have lost.
I know.
So
It took time, but Paul finally delivered. He stopped fumbling and got focused, dropped over 100 pounds. No games, no excuses, just results. And now, he's finally at the point where Dr. Now can approve him for weight loss surgery. That mountain he kept sliding down, he's finally climbing. The work's not over, but this is the break he's been chasing.
2 months ago, I made it down to 695. Dr. Now gave me another weight loss goal to lose 50 pounds by that day. So if I made it...
Mark is living life on very hard mode because of his size. He is always scared of the possibility of falling and dying because he cannot stand up, but the food is just too sweet for him to resist. Every second of Mark's day is ruled by fear. Fear of standing, fear of falling, fear of dying. He knows one bad move could end it all, and yet, he keeps reaching for the food that got him here. The cravings don't care about the danger. He'll risk his life just to taste something good for 5 minutes. That's how deep this addiction runs.
Once I'm under the hot water, showering's not bad. I don't really have to stand all that much. I'll put my feet up on the chair, and then I'll sit on the thing and get all in here.
Once he is done in the bathroom, the next thing for Mark is to find a way to get to his mom's house to have a feast fit for a king. How does his mom feel about this? His day runs on a ritual: clean up, then feast. His mom's house might as well be a buffet hall. She knows his condition, but she still keeps the food flowing. Is it love? Is it guilt? Or is she just too tired to fight back anymore? Either way, Mark doesn't stop to ask. He just shows up with an empty stomach and full expectations.
Because she's coming from a place of love. She loves her baby boy.
Hey.
Good morning, Mama.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good. What are you thinking for breakfast?
It is almost psychotic that his mom is the one who brings him all the food that kills him. It will be an uphill struggle to escape this situation. After breakfast, he gets even second breakfast. It's twisted. His own mother is the one fueling the problem. Breakfast turns into second breakfast like it's normal, like this isn't the exact thing that's killing him. And the worst part? He doesn't push back. He lets it happen, because fighting the hand that feeds him might mean going without. Escaping this dynamic means turning away from the only source of comfort he knows.
Providing food for Mark.
Hey, Ma.
Yeah.
Can I get a whole lot of cheese, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
That is a dangerous situation, but it is one that Mark wants to escape, and even his dad knows it, and he tells Mark this too. His dad doesn't sugarcoat it. He tells him the truth straight up. The food is going to kill him, and he's running out of time. Unlike everyone else, his father refuses to coddle him, and Mark listens, not with defiance, but with quiet panic, because deep down, he knows the old man is right.
Mark, you're gonna have asparagus, right?
Yes, please.
Mark can manipulate me and Rocky both for the food. Mostly me, because I feel so darn sorry for him.
Move your chair closer, Mark.
That is real advice, but will Mark follow it? Well, we will find out when he goes to Dr. Now and begins his weight loss journey. Here is what happens when he arrives at Dr. Now's clinic. Hearing the truth is one thing, doing something about it, that's where it counts. Mark finally makes it to Houston, dragging years of bad choices behind him. This is where the excuses end. Dr. Now doesn't do sympathy, he does results. And Mark's about to find out just how brutal honesty can be.
Whenever you get back from Houston, I don't think you can make one of those trips to the store like you did today. I don't think that ever happens again. I think you need to make a lot better choices.
They're going to tell me how many calories to eat. They're not going to tell me how much of a bite to
yes,
eat.
they will.
715 pounds? Wow. The only reason Mark can walk is because of his height. That is an incredible size to be at, and Dr. Now pulls no punches. Most people at that size are stuck in bed, but Mark's height buys him just enough mobility to fake functionality. Still, 715 pounds is a ticking time bomb. Dr. Now doesn't pat him on the back. He tells him flat out that his body's hanging by a thread, and this might be his last shot at survival.
It was 4:30, and that was a few years ago. So I'm pretty sure I'm in the 600s by now.
So your weight is 715.
Get the hell off of that. I'll beat it. I'm okay, all right?
Well, you cannot say that Mark is not self-aware. He knows his habits are unhealthy. He just does not care. Mark doesn't play dumb. He admits what he's doing is killing him. He owns it, but that honesty doesn't change anything. Knowing the problem isn't the same as solving it. He's aware, but he's also numb. That's how addiction works. It convinces you that understanding is progress, even when you're doing nothing at all.
Unhealthy patterns, you never saw a problem with any of that.
I saw a lot of things wrong with it, and it was always, I know I have to take care of it, but I'll do it tomorrow. I'm just going to eat this right now, and I'll deal with it.
Dr. Now understands what Mark is saying, so he gives him a simple task. Lose 120 pounds in 2 months, and we will go from there. Does Mark do it? Let's see. Dr. Now doesn't argue. He hands him a goal, 120 pounds in 2 months. That's it. Mark says he wants to live, so here's his chance to prove it. No surgery yet, no rewards, just pure effort. The clock is ticking, and his body's not going to wait.
Doing is wrong. I don't need to hear your about me doing it. Excuse my language, I'm not.
Well, it's not that like you just woke up today and you realize that you're eating too much. So what is different today than past 42 years?
It is not all the way to his goal, but it is almost 100 pounds. Will this be enough to convince Dr. Now? Let's see. Mark comes back with real results. Almost 100 pounds gone. Not quite the full goal, but way better than expected. It shows grit, effort, and a glimmer of actual change. Dr. Now doesn't hand out gold stars, but even he has to admit, this is progress worth noticing.
I'm about to find out how much weight I lost in the past couple months. I was 715 pounds. I'm supposed to lose 120 pounds over 2 months.
That is just so beautiful, but Dr. Now needs to know that Mark will continue losing weight, so he needs to move to Houston and get the surgery. But Mark has a different idea here, something no one has ever suggested before. Instead of saying yes to surgery, Mark hits everyone with a surprise. He wants to keep losing weight on his own, no operation. It's a bold move, and no one's tried it like this before. Dr. Now raises an eyebrow, but he listens, because maybe, just maybe, Mark's the outlier who can actually pull it off.
I had a piece of pie, I had a piece of fudge, and other than that, I've been pretty darn good.
So you change your eating habit and eating only 2 or 3 times a day, no snacking.
That is an interesting deal, but does Mark have the mental clarity to go through all of this without the weight loss surgery? Dr. Now thinks he can lose 100 pounds over the next 2 months. Does he do it? Let's see. Going solo sounds brave, but it's risky. Dr. Now lays out the new terms. Another 100 pounds, 2 more months. No excuses, no crutches. If Mark really believes he doesn't need the tool of surgery, then this next stretch will be the real test of discipline.
I don't even know, I can't even say this to you. Could you help me do this without the surgery? Is that possible? I feel strong in my mind. I feel like I can do this. I'm making the right steps. I know it's going to be hard.
Yes, Mark lost more weight, but it is not nearly as much as Dr. Now wanted from him. Dr. Now will probably suggest the surgery at this point, but will Mark take it? He sheds more pounds, but not enough. The progress has slowed, and the numbers aren't backing up the big talk. Dr. Now knows what this means. The do-it-alone plan is falling apart. Time to talk surgery again. But will Mark finally listen? But Mark does not take that option. He insists that he can get lower even without surgery.
Better back in Houston again to see Dr. Now. I'm supposed to lose 100 pounds over 2 months. So that would put me at or below 500 pounds.
Your weight is 576.
See? You lost more weight.
But the scales do not quite agree with him. He doubles down, still refuses surgery. He believes he can will his way through this. But belief doesn't move the needle. The scale is stalling, and Dr. Now's patience is wearing thin. Mark might be writing checks his body can't cash.
176. So overall, that make it 139-pound weight loss. But you went from losing 50 pounds a month to 20 pounds a month, which is a huge drop. And so your progress is slowing, just like I told you.
In the end, Mark insists to continue with his weight loss on his own without weight loss surgery. He doesn't lose a lot more weight throughout the episode. He sticks to his guns. No surgery, just slow, inch-by-inch progress. It's not dramatic, it's not impressive, but it's his choice. And now, every pound lost, or not lost, is on him. No one else to blame. No one else to save him.
To get down to 576. And Dr. Now said my weight loss is going to slow even more. I've been working hard to lose more this time and show everyone once and for all that I'm going to succeed this.